Okay, comparison time. Today we'll be taking a look at the Rare Action Heroes Zoro, time skip Zoro, I believe. Yep, Zoro, original edition and the renewal edition respectively. And today all we'll be really going over is the differences between these two figures. And honestly speaking, I'm doing this video because I realized there isn't really any comparison between any of these two figures, and I don't think there's any reviews on this guy at all on YouTube, and at least at the time I'm recording this. Basically I'm just going to be going through the differences between these two figures, and honestly, there's like barely any difference, and what differences there are, it feels more like a running change, because of since this is a re-release edition, it obviously would re-release editions usually there are like some differences between the original run and the re-releases. Some stuff like for instance like the Diats War Greymon, for instance, there was like running color changes and stuff, and like other figures have the same thing. And so to compare these two figures, the only real like noted difference I think on the website anywhere is the difference in faces, which some sites claim that it's a remold, which I do not believe it is true. Based on visual observation, these two faces seem to be virtually the identical sculpt. The only real notable difference I can tell is that there is a difference in how they are painted. With the original edition on the left, let's see if I can get this clear on camera. If you notice, it has a very harsh level of shading on the face, while on the Renewal edition, the face is of a much lighter, and there's a bit more of like, I suppose, a more natural level of shading as compared to how harsh the original edition it is. And this applies to all of the faces that the figure came with, as you can see. Yep, comparing the faces between these two, like you can see on this face particularly, there is a lot less shading compared to on this one here, especially at the nose region. And the same is true on these two faces as well, but they are honestly a lot less noticeable considering the fact that most of it's being obscured. And another thing we can take a look at, I guess, is the swords. And it seems that I have messed up which direction the swords go in the packaging, but from what I can tell, I'm not sure if I can catch on camera unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any notable differences between them. Yeah, no, if there's any differences, it's not immediately visible and can probably be attributed more towards a running change as compared to an actual difference in terms of how they're painted. And yeah, that's literally about it from what I can tell. That's the difference between these two figures. It's literally the same mold, just difference in terms of paint, like very minor in terms, not even paint, more of shading. And other weird, and outside of faces, the body, I think, the body, there's definitely a difference in terms of shading. You can see here, this is the original edition. You can see there's a lot of shading on the back here, and then on the re-release there is a lot more, like less. I suppose it seems more natural. I'm not sure which one I prefer. It seems my personal preference to me, and it appears that my original edition has a bit of scuff mark, which is unfortunate. And another thing I noticed on mine is a bit weird, which is, if you can notice the tones of the blacks, this boot is a lot more glossy than this boot for some weird reason, while on the new edition, Renewal edition, it doesn't have that problem. I'm not sure if this is an issue with my particular copy of the original figure, or if this is just or if this is something which the original figure had, which this thing's changed. New mileage may vary on this one. And overall, in terms of QC, I'll say that both of my figures have like varying degrees of the same types of QC issues. This guy has really wobbly legs on both of these are quite. They are not like loose, but they are quite loose. They like lucid, and I like them. This guy also has that problem, but as well. So in terms of quality control, they seem to be about the same. And yeah, that's really about it. Honestly, in terms of what I recommend, honestly, I'd say that just if you can find one, there really isn't that much of a difference between the other. And from what I understand, the original edition is cheaper than the renewal edition by like $20 or 20 to $30. And if that's the case, I'd say might as well go for the original one. You're really not missing out on anything. So the only real difference is maybe the boxes, with the renewal edition coming in a green box and the original coming in a red box. Let's see if we can get this in frame. Okay, this is how the original this is how the original box looks like, and this is how the renewal box looks like. Sorry, there is a bit of a difference. If you care about differences in terms of boxes, I guess that might be another factor for consideration for you. Yeah, so renewal version says renewal version at the bottom here, and it's green while the original one is red. Yeah, there really isn't any much of a difference. Just pick one. If you find one, just pick one of them up, and hope to God that you don't have any QC issues, because I mean, overall, I guess on this one, the reprint and the renewal edition, there's less QC issues on this one in general, but I can't say for certain that overall, because they are not, Rare Action Heroes is not that well known for its quality control. It might just be like my particular figure that I was lucky that the renewal one has less QC issues and the original one has more. It really just comes down to you, I suppose. So yeah, they are virtually the same figure, just pick whichever one you want. And I'll see you guys next time, I suppose. Signing off.